Hello Tubesters, welcome to another one of my videos. Do you ever get that feeling that the world is closing in on you? You want to be on this desk. My life. As the title hopefully should tell you, we're going to be looking at Rye-Field's Schutzen. Alright then, let's start again. Let Gav read it again. Schutzenpanzer. I got it right the first time in my head. I was just not confident to actually say it. Schutzenpanzer, the Puma, or Puma as we'd say over here. I do believe the Germans call it Puma. I will be putting a, if you've ever been to my playlist area, there's 1001 playlists on there. Some are directly figure or model related, obviously my own work. Others, I use them for my own, just more for my own benefit than yours. Not so much obviously my own work. That's a bit, loving myself too much. But I mean, I've got playlists. What I'm trying to say is I've got a huge playlist on the Puma. I've got one on its the armoured personnel carrier because this is an armoured personnel carrier. I might not have mentioned that. Called the Marder. Love the Marder. Still yet to build one, but this is the more modern replacement of the Bundeswehr, German armies, Warrior, Bradley, that type of thing. But yeah, I'm looking round. I have no expense spared. Giant tripod about to come into action. We have the lights burning my face off again. But I've got brass shell casings sent to me by my friend in Sweden, Frederick. They're for the Tiger Dio, and I've just painted them brass. So a bit of extra colour added to them as well. But yeah, so anyway. Ooh, brass shell casings. Right, let's put them somewhere because they're going to get knocked. Right, so we've got those. We've got 28mm Vietnam figures, which I shall be having another go on tonight. That's the three I showed earlier on. I've got the figures in the little cart that haven't moved, apart from a bit of tissue over them, keep the dust off them. I've got, what else have we got? We've got a few 10mm cannon down there, still not particularly happy with those, so they're just sat there at the moment. I've had to move all my paint work off my Austrian artillery commission, which is at the moment somewhere over here, which you can't see. And because of and Chevy parts everywhere. We've got a 1 in 24 scale Chevy. Did a load more paint on it yesterday. Going to start gluing it all together tomorrow. We know that's how that's going to turn out, don't we? The only 3-wheeled Chevy. Although there's plenty of cars on bricks around here missing their wheels. But yeah, you just know something's not going to go right, don't you? It's going to be rocking all over the shop. It'll be. Didn't turn the sound off on the computer. I've got bits of Chevy everywhere at the moment. Yeah, it is, so I'm literally, the boxes I've just shown you is like this, and that's about as much room as I've got. We can't swing the proverbial cat, but as we're not particularly cat lovers, sorry Charlie, this is a doghouse in here, and if a cat ever got in here, I wouldn't give much to its survival chances. The pups. My older one at past Barclay and the younger one Archie, not cat lovers. They always get chased out of our garden at a rapid rate of knots. Anyway, I'm going all over the place again. So, I bought this from a company, and I bought this, by the way. I've never had anything that I've not shown yet that I haven't bought myself. When I've suddenly got a channel of 30, 40, 50,000. Ooh, think of them. Yeah, I know, dream last statement. Maybe people will be giving me free models, but not at the moment. And I think I'll be long gone up that chimney before that happens. So, what I tell you is just Gav's opinion on stuff, as always. Take it with a pinch of salt. As we all know, I'm a returning modeller. Yeah, I've been returning for the last 2 years, but I don't feel like I've got particularly advanced very far. So, take my opinion with a pinch of salt. I got this, and I'd literally said 3 days previous to my wife, not buying any more kits. I'm working down the stash pile, which I am. I'm doing that well. my married Greg Riley sent me a kit down for Christmas, and then one Abrahams from Academy or Hobby Boss, not sure which. Thank you very much for that. I haven't shown that yet, but I will do when I get around to building it. So he added to the stash just as I thought it was going down. And I still haven't got around to my Focke-Wulf 190, but I'm pledged to the T34 group build as well. So that's probably going to have to wait now till the T34's built, because I just don't have the room to have lots of kits. As I was proving here, I really shouldn't be doing more than one kit at a time. I'm rambling all over the shop again. Anyway, reason I bought this kit. I love the Puma. I love Bundeswehr, modern Bundeswehr. Sorry Joachim, sorry Michael. I'm doing my best. I love their vehicles, always have done. And I love the Leopard tank, especially the Mark II with its variants after that. Mark I was very nice, but Mark II I particularly prefer. And I've got a huge play. If you want to see Leopard tanks, huge playlist on Leopard tanks. But I went on to Jadlam, just cruising. I like to see the prices and stuff. You know, it's like a kid looking in that sweet shop window and not being able to afford anything. Why torture yourself? But I just like to know what. So in case I do stumble on a bargain sometime, well, you know, I'm forewarned and forearmed. Well, wouldn't you believe it? It said clearance. Well, we all go on these webs on the part of the website that says clearance, and we live in hope, and it's just tat. It's rubbish, isn't it? Let's face it. That's why it's clearance, because nobody wants it. Now they've probably done a very good marketing ploy here, knowing someone like myself is just, you know, stick something on, say that you've knocked a bit off, and I'll get it. Well, I bought this for £30 approximately, £33 maybe, £30, not 100%. Had free delivery. Obviously, you know, nothing's ever free; it's built into the price. But I didn't have to pay any more for it. But it was the Ryefield kit. Now I've seen enough of Greg Riley's videos on him salivating over Ryefield kits to know that it should be a really decent kit. So I thought, 30 quid for a Ryefield kit. It's not a full interior or anything. On a subject I really, really like. So pulled the trigger on that one. Just 3 days after I telling my wife I wouldn't. Oh dear. So anyway, I've waffled, used up all the precious time, because you guys have the attention span of a goldfish, and you'll probably be switching off or jumping straight through what I'm actually saying. At your own peril, because I sometimes get comments that bear no relation to the actual video, because somebody's gone skating through it really quick and missed all the bit where I've been talking about the exact question that they asked. So you basically get, by the look of it, one colour type call out. Is that what you call it? It's a fairly new machine. I don't believe they've exported any, and I'm quite happy painting it in all its NATO colours. So German Army colours, but you know, NATO. I'm quite happy with that. I quite like the look of that. So at last we're getting there. Yeah, I know. Join me at the bench and we'll take a look. Right guys, grab yourself a brew, grab yourself your packet of custard creams, lovely, and you'll probably need a great big dollop of patience. Now this is how it's come. I have actually had it out of the box, so as it says, it's in this order, but we've got 1, 2, 3, move that aside for the moment, 4, 5, yes, crispy bags, 6, 8 bags, instructions, bit of decals, all that good stuff. So join me in a minute and we'll actually get them out the bag without the noise. Right guys, let's have a quick squiz at this. We've got the sand or tan coloured plastic, very crisp by the sound of it, doesn't feel like soft or anything. Can you get the anti-slip? Is anything actually, let's get this light down a bit, let's see if that makes a difference. I bet it doesn't. I've got this at such weird angles, it's hard for me to see. Right, I'm sure you can see the anti-slip there. Very nice. Really, really crisp detail. I mean, it's. I've seen obviously Greg Riley do a load of unboxings and stuff, but that really is some crisp detail. I mean, I know a lot of people, you know, they chisel off. Oh, look at my grubby nails. Sorry, guys. They chisel off these grab handles and stuff, but I don't see why you do that on there. Really, I just think that I don't see a reason for it. Really nice. There's our. Let's get back a bit. That's our base tub. We turn it around without hitting the camera. We got injector pin marks, but come on, Gav, where's a? Oh, let's use our screwdriver and let's see how many marks we can put in our new plastic. We've got injector pin marks, but obviously they're not going to be seen. This isn't an interior kit that I know of. So yeah, very nice. So I'll put that back in the bag in a moment. I'll do a couple of bags at a time, keep switching the video off. I just wanted to get this one out. This is in its small bag by itself. And again, there's no flash at all there. It's really crisp. Your attachment points go down here, where obviously these would be bolted on to the APC itself, moved up and down. Tiny bit of flash on these guys here, but it is, when I say tiny, I mean there's a little bit there. I don't know how this stuff comes off the sprue. I take it, these have got such a good name, these Ryefield kits, I take it they're not going to disintegrate on me. But yeah, real nice. And there's a texture as well to the, like an armour texture to it. You can't see it a lot, but I would be inclined to not do anything with that actually, just leave it as it is. Right guys, I've also got our side pieces here. We've got doors. Again, I'll take it the doors. Could actually be hatches. No, I think they're actually, don't know. Know your subject, Gav, before talking about it. Access panels, I think. It doesn't matter anyway, they're very nice texture on them. Looks like it's got anti-slip, which makes me think there's some type of panels. We've got a horn here, klaxon, whatever you want to call it. As you'd expect, nice bolt detail. There doesn't seem to be any residue. Sprue gate, is it called sprue gates? Anyway, attachment points. You know, they know. I hear people saying, and I've had some, I must admit, on kits where they've been huge for tiny bits, and then I end up busting bits. No, that's about all I can tell you on that one. We've got, these would be we got wing mirrors, nice and solid. We got that. Again, we've got like our slatted armour. You know, there's hardly anything that needs to be done there. That's beautiful. Again, we've got more texture. The actual sides to the over the tracks. Really crisp. Right guys, another sprue, which is sprue B. Let's talk about stuff we don't have a clue on. This is the rear part, there we know that bit. again, you know, great bolt detail. There's nothing soft about any of this. And yes, I'm only a bloke that's been building models again for a couple of years, but you know, I've built enough armour kits to know when something's a bit on the soft side, or you know, I still don't know enough. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to start pontificating on stuff. That's a big word. I would imagine this is on our top part. Notice how I kept that completely vague, the top part. Again, other side, they've all got, you'd expect, they need injector pins, don't they? So, you know, that is what it is. Although that's got some texture on the inside as well. Sorry, you can't even see it. There you go. So that was sprue B. Sides to the turret, and that's F. So I'm just trying to have a look around. This is where the main armament goes in between these. I won't be getting anything for this kit. I don't have deep pockets. I just, you know, occasional metal gun barrels, you know, on the World War II or even the modern tanks. But apart from that, I tend to build or make my own where possible. We've got see, even these bits. I've seen other bits on some of the earlier trumpeter kits I build. This is for the antenna mounting, I'd imagine, and you know, they're usually quite soft and flashy, and that's really nice. Same with the smoke discharges. It's the base of our turret there, turret ring. Oh, really nice. I like that. As I say, I can't see me getting any extras for it. Right guys, this next bit will be a bit crispy sounding, because I'm not going to take these out of the bags. We've got our drive sprockets. Again, the detail in there is fantastic. Brilliant. Sorry, I'm trying to keep the crispiness down as possible. It looks like we've got towing eyes to put a cable on. So we've got that. And I'm also not going to open this one, obviously, as you can see, we're talking wheels and tracks. Yes, you have to build your own up. I've got no problem in that, as long as they actually, well, we all know my problems, but we just hope that they actually stick together. I have high hopes for this one. Again, clear parts, they look really clear from what I can see between two bags, but they do look clear. And again, the vision blocks in that, it's an armoured vehicle at the end of the day. We've got the rubber track pads on them. As I've always said to you guys, I've got no problem sticking tracks together. The only time I have problems is when they don't stick together. You know, I'm quite happy to spend, you know, 4 or 5 hours just tootling away, sticking tracks together. It doesn't bother me. I realistically, with my income, I can't afford metal tracks. You know, that's a bit blowing the budget for me. So I'm quite happy with the plastic ones, as long as as long as they fit together. That's all I ask. We've got a bit of pre-made up cord there, save you doing your own for the towing, which they always have. You see there, always strung on the front there. Sometimes crossed over. Very sparingly on the decals, because they are, you know, sparingly done. We've got pre-made license plates. Whether these numbers are there for building your own build your own license plates on the other two, I'd imagine, if you've a particular vehicle you want to do. I imagine that's its weight limit, 48 tons on a bridge. And the Germans, I'm only saying the Germans, I can't remember, I wasn't in the British Army of the Rhine or anything, but I was a kid on the British Army of the Rhine. These red and white are for obviously in traffic, which I will probably be putting on. I think you have the option of obviously taking them off when they get onto the exercise area. I don't know yet. You know me, nothing, it'll always change. Oh, we've got a bit of photo etch as well, which I can't see what's on the other side, but that's some bit of photo etch as well. We've got a instruction sheet, colour call out again. They always have that, or they quite often have that faded look, even when they're fairly new. Oh, we're actually building the step one. We're actually building the gun and the turret up first. Whenever I see it done, it's always blooming turret and tracks first. Turret, I should say, tracks and the rear, the bottom tub. Coaxial machine gun here at the base. Yeah, they're tread patterns. Those little etched stuff. Plastic etching stuff. You can open the rangefinder, I believe that is. Oh, you can't even see it. There you go. Rangefinder opened or closed. Oh, I'm going to like doing this one, guys, I tell you. I'm going to enjoy this. Please, please, please let those tracks go together okay. Now we're going to be taking bets at this point. What can Gav possibly stuff up on this one? I mean, we've got really clear instruction sheet is the word I was after. What can possibly go wrong? Give you a little jig to build your tracks up. I always like the older exclamation marks because I never follow it. I always get it wrong. It's how we roll on this channel. As you can see, I would say right, I haven't built it yet, but if you're a fairly beginner modeler and like modern armour, I know lots of people like World War II. I verge more towards I like Great War stuff, obviously, but I verge towards modern armour. Being a particular favourite of mine, but I would stick my neck out and say that it's a fairly simple. I mean, the tub's already pre-built, so we're not talking like an ICM kit where you. And by the way, I'm not knocking not ICM. Probably they do it as well. The only one I've got, Mini Art, that T55, which I keep saying I'm going to build, and I am going to have another go at it. But obviously, you build all that up, so you've only got to be slightly out, and you're stuffed. For a new builder like myself that's hopeless following instructions. But something like this, you've got something that you can still have loads of enjoyment on, but you've got a base here. It's already, you've got your base there, and then it's sticking things to that base. So, I'd stick my neck out and say you get a lot of enjoyment out of this one. Yeah, fair enough. It hasn't seen action as far as I know. It might have been used in Afghanistan. I can't remember now. I think I might have seen it in Afghanistan. But if it was, I'm sure they would have put a different colour scheme in for you as well. But the war stuff, to say yes, it's a war machine, but that doesn't particularly faze me that much. I'm quite happy with this. One battery reload later. Right. Try to stop Gav talking, no chance. Yeah, this position is applying for driving states only. I'm not sure what they're on about just yet, but sorry, again, down here. We'll look at that in a bit. I've got to build some Leopard tanks. I've always said it's one of the few things I'd like in modelling. I'd like a collection of Leopard tanks in different configurations. So we all know how much the German army, with all the pine and coniferous woodland it operates in the exercise areas, it's always got them covered up. So even things like this, maybe do a couple of these, one covered up with pine branches so you can hardly see it, and the same with the Leopard tank, and then another one on the road, which I've got half a feeling to do with that one, do with this one I should say. Oh, those bits of brass photo etch I was showing you, they are mud guards by the look of it, and those red and white road travelling signs go on them. And there we go, really. We've got our obviously sprue maps at the back. Now, obviously this is other modern vehicles they do. I'm just looking, do they have a, it's all Abrahams. Obviously these guys, they obviously to get the most out of the kits, they'll build a load of the same one but different variants. But I was looking, I asked my mate Greg Riley, because I know he didn't do it. I'm not sure if he did an unboxing on the Sheridan, but I like the Sheridan when it first came out in '69 in Vietnam, and I know that Tamiya do one already configured for that, and I was thinking of maybe at some stage this year getting a Sheridan. But I like these Ryefield. Well, I've not built it yet. You know me, I'll be screaming blue murder some stage. But yeah, I was thinking of doing a Sheridan, but I'd want to do it in Vietnam. But no, that looks. I mean, guys, that hang on a second. Right, guys. Sorry, it's just easier to talk to the camera rather than just instructions on a bench. Yeah, for 30 odd quid. Now that was from Jadlam here in the UK. I think it's called Jadlam Racing, Y Racing, I'm not sure. But they do toys and models and stuff. But obviously they're a wholesale importer, so they'll often try and flog you 3 or 4 and you get an extra couple of quid knocked off. So if you've got a couple of mates, you're probably only saving a couple of quid, but you know. But even at 30 quid, that was in their clearance department. I don't know if it's still there, because it was, what, a month ago since I got it. But, you know, give it a go. You know, I know there's a lot of guys tend to be more World War II than modern stuff, but it's a beautiful machine. Yes, it's made for war, but we're military enthusiasts on this channel. Beautiful machine. But yeah, £30 for a Ryefield kit. Now I know there's going to be somebody out there that, Gav, that's because such and such is wrong with it. So let's not hope so. But no, I will be doing that. I'd put this actually to the back of my mind to do for a while, you know, other stuff. I've got the T34 to build. I really want to do that FW190. The Chevy will be off finished in the next week or so. The Tiger will be being shown completed. The Tiger's been completed for, was it 2 months? But the whole base and everything done. I've still got the Pink Panther Land Rover, which is waiting for its tiny little base. And it can wait another couple of weeks yet. But that's got to be finally shown off. You know what it's like on this channel. Loads of waffle, loads of chat. By the way, I'll just say it again, if anybody has actually watched it to the end here, I really don't, without being in your face about it, I don't make apologies for the length of my videos. As you guys know, I've got my head problems. It helps me out making videos, and it's just my way of interacting with you guys out there. So I absolutely understand. If you want to see this Puma unboxed, maybe go and check out Greg Riley, 1 in 35 scale models, military models, and 1,001 other people that made a YouTube video. I tend to just waffle and go all over the place, but that is my style of videos, and I absolutely understand not everybody has got the time to watch a 20 to 40 minute video. I really get that, and I know there'll be a lot of my Maras out there that will watch the first couple of minutes, zoom straight to the end. I get the analyticals, I know. No, I don't know who is and who isn't. I don't really care, to be honest with you. All I'm saying is, I understand, but I like a bit of company. I sit at this bench, literally, when apart from doing a bit of exercise. And yeah, my wife gets to see me at tea time. Most of the time, I'm at this bench, and this is my little world. So I have all you guys on the YouTube channels. I don't watch anything else. I haven't got radio in here. I haven't got TV. I just have my YouTube on. When you guys are being slow on the videos, then I'll be watching or listening to something else on YouTube, but it's, you know, it's usually related to what I'm doing. You know, again, no apologies for the length of the videos. They are what they are. Going back to back to the thing in question, yeah. I hadn't planned to make this until probably I could see this. You know, we'll make plans with COVID, and you never know. But I'm hoping I was gonna be making this sometime in the late autumn, and that still might be the case. You know what I'm like, something else comes along and ooh, shiny. But that really has ignited my enthusiasm to build this, because it does look a fantastic kit. I still want to make my Kawasaki motorbikes, because I really love them sports bikes. I've been watching a lot of the Japanese guys making their sports bikes, and putting the comments down and the likes on their stuff, because it really is great. I'd like to do that one of mine, but it'll be when it will be. So guys, thank you very much for stopping by. Again, I can't say I heartily recommend the kit in the sense of I haven't built it, but you've seen the kit. It looks really, really good, and I do believe because of the way it is, it's not a massively complicated. Well, it's a very complicated machine in real life, but when you look at it, you know, I'd stick my neck out, and apart from obviously fiddling around with the tracks, which, you know, let's face it, are they going to work, are they not going to work? That looks a fairly straightforward kit to put together. The only thing that for me again, I'm learning my airbrushing. My airbrushing's coming along a lot better now, but the only thing that I can see me probably having troubles with, and I can't seem to get over that yet, is these type of vehicles have lots and lots of deep nooks, crannies, crevices, you know, where they have the different floor plating and reactive armour, spaced armour, you know, they're literally layered effect. And trying to get in with my airbrush, I sometimes struggle without pooling it on the top and not getting it into the actual little nooks and crannies. So that'll be interesting, definitely. But again, I've got no connection to Jadlin whatsoever. I bought this myself, but I'm just saying, for 30 quid, free postage, or 33, it was 30 or 33 quid, whatever, but with free postage, I think that was a really good deal for that type of kit. So you might want to maybe pop along and annoy your wife with an extra kit in the stash. Look after yourselves, keep your heads down, because yes, them vaccines are rolling out. Fat old bloke here waiting for his. I want a Vimto flavoured one. You know, I still can't see in the UK, say Telford, going on this year, 2021, yeah. People were banging on about it last year, and I'm thinking, really? You want to go, we're in a death seed here, a plague, and you want to all go and stand face to face with backpacks? Not me. And I'm a bloke who only goes out about 3 times a year. But I might, you know, if everybody's injected, they might have it on, I suppose. I don't know. They might not take the risk, as in, you know, this thing in the UK goes up, down, up, down, up, down, mainly down. But you never know. We might crawl out the top of it yet. I'm waffling again. But all I'm trying to say is, wherever you are in the world, whoever you are, look after yourselves. Try and do the right thing by each other. I'm not lecturing you. I could do, but I'm not going to. But just look after yourselves, because you're my marrows, and I like you. And I'd like you to be around a bit longer. Take care of yourselves.